What's up, financial Zen masters? This week in the news, the big news of the week was Colonial Pipeline got attacked by cyber criminals and paid a bunch of money to get their stuff back. Now, what does that mean for you, and how can you protect yourself against cyber attacks? All that and more in this day's episode of the Financial Zen Show. Welcome to the Financial Zen Show. Where the big question is, how can you, a super successful, hardworking overachiever with kids at home and a mortgage to pay, how can you quit your 9-to-5 grind to go pursue your passion while still providing for your family? That's the question. I got your answers. I'm Rick Valenzi, a certified financial planner, the founder of Financial Zen, and your guide. So this week, they got attacked by ransomware. What is ransomware? Correct me if I'm wrong, any of you techies out there, but from what I understand, basically ransomware is when the cyber criminals go in and take some of your things, right, computer-wise, so that you can't function normally. And then they're like, hey, if you want the things back, you got to pay us some money so that you can function properly. And so Colonial Pipeline paid them the $5 million that they were requested. And then apparently the reason why the government doesn't like you paying the ransom is because oftentimes they give you the wrong thing anyways. So you just end up paying a bunch of money for no reason. But anyways, that's what happened to Colonial Pipeline this week. And one of the questions that I have gotten over the years is, how can you protect yourself against cyber criminals? So as a individual, and I'm talking about financial risks, right? If you got some weird things on your computer and people will hold you for ransom for those things, like we're not talking about that. We're talking about people stealing your money somehow. So there's only a few different things that could happen to you, financially speaking, through cyber attacks, right? So they could, hack into your accounts and basically take your money, or charge things on your credit card and buy things that you don't know about. Or they can steal your information and they can go open accounts in your name that you don't even know about. But those are kind of the main things, right? The harm that is done to you is somebody gets your money. Now, some are worse than others. I would argue, number one, let's just all, come to grips with the fact that your information is out on the dark web. I do everything you can to protect it, but let's not fool ourselves. Your info's out there. At some point, you will come into contact with people doing bad things with your money. And so the end game is to just stay on top of it so you know when it happens. So how can you know when it happens? You can do a number of things. A, check your money daily, like we recommend to all our new Financial Zen Foundations members, right? Log into your Financial Zen site, check your transactions, make sure that everything that's coming through is yours, right? So that's easy. So cut it off at the pass. And the bank accounts and the banks and the credit cards, if you haven't had this happen, I'd be surprised. I feel like everybody's been attacked in this way. Me personally, I remember waking up and seeing I think it was $3,000 out of my checking account. It being spent in Milan. And I called it Bank of America. I was like, man, I wish that was me on a spending spree in Milan, but that wasn't me. And they gave me my money back, right? Same with credit cards. They know these things happen. They're set up. So the banks and the credit cards will give you your money back if they're any good, any reputable companies would. But it's also a pain in the neck, right? So you kind of want to cut it off at the pass. So if you're checking your transactions daily, then you're going to cut it off at the pass. In order to just not even go down that route, make sure that you're using a password manager. If you're using passwords if you use the same password for 2 logins, shame on you. It's 2021. It is so easy to put together complicated one-time passwords for everything. It's a password manager. There's one password is out there. LastPass is a one that I hear people using. I've been using one called TrueKey for 5 years now. If you're using some version of some personal information, your last name spelled backwards plus your birth date, shame on you. Come on. It's 2021. Use a password manager. Save yourself the headache of having to chase down and call the banks and deal with getting hacked. So number two. So number one, look at your transactions. Number two, use a password manager. And then number three, which is something that we help make sure that all our Financial Zen members do on an annual basis, is check your credit reports. Your credit reports are the end-all, be-all of what credit accounts are opened in your name. So if somebody steals your stuff, right, and then they open a credit account, credit card, loan of some sort, if they open something in your name, you might not necessarily know about it if it's not one of the accounts that you use on a regular basis. The way you would find out about it is by checking your credit report once a year. So that's why each Q1, we just got done doing it with everybody last quarter, Each Q1, you want to log in. You get a free annual credit report every year. Go to annualcreditreport.com. Forewarning, it looks shady. It looks like a shady website, but that's the one place like approved by the government where you can get your one free credit report per year from the 3 major credit agencies. But anyways, you go in there and you read through it and you check all your accounts. And part of that annual credit report check, is to make sure that all the accounts are accounts that you actually open, right? So those 3 things. Check your transactions regularly so you catch it, when it happens. Number 2, use passwords that are unique. Don't use your kids' names and your birth date. That's, no, 2021. Use a password manager. And then number 3, check your credit reports once a year. If you do those 3 things, you'll be able to avoid, 90%, 95% of the hassle that is getting, attacked by hackers. Now, the one that won't protect, that none of those will protect against, is people that go phishing. So like some of the things that I've talked about, like the tax scams where they call you up and they're like, hey, you got to you have an overdue tax bill. I get those in the mail all the time. You have an overdue tax bill. And it looks very scary and very, very official. You got an overdue tax bill, you got to call us and send us $500 right now. If you send them $500, Bank of America is not going to give you $500 back, right? So those are the ones that you do have to look out for. You have to be smart about where your money's going. If you send it to somebody, you're probably not getting that back. So be smart about that. Be smart about phishing, those phishing scams, and sending money to anybody without triple, quadruple checking that it's all legit on the up and up. Other than that, people hacking you, getting hold of your information, opening things in your accounts in your name, that's easy to fix. Check your transactions, use unique passwords, use your password manager, and check your credit reports once a year. Okay, so I don't know, that felt timely. None of those would have prevented Colonial Pipeline from getting hacked because that's sort of a different animal, but the ransomware thing I don't think happens for a lot of individuals because they're probably not going to get $5 million out of you. Just saying. All right, thanks for watching. Hopefully that was helpful and timely. And if you're not already, why not? Subscribe below, please, please, please. It helps more than you know. Like the video. That also helps us more than you know. And if you are really an overachiever, type a comment. Have you ever been victim of a cybersecurity activity? Let me know. Let's compare notes. And let me know if you think I missed anything. If there's anything else that you think you can do to protect yourself. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.